Good morning, ladies. This is Diane Tuggle from the Happy Scrapbooker. So I'm here today to show you a beautiful but really simple, easy, fun fold card. It's made with the Everyday Arches dies and the Thankful Garden stamp set bundle. So this one I did with the hydrangeas, and this is the envelope. You just fold it flat and it fits right inside the envelope. So I'll put this over to the side. I'll show you how it stands up. Just stands like this. It's really, really, really simple, and it doesn't take a lot of supplies. So you'll need the Thankful Garden or any floral stamp set that you want to use, but this one is really nice. It has the masks to do the coloring and the dies to cut out the shapes, and you really get a lot for your money with this stamp set. And you're going to need a scrap of Granny Apple Green to cut out the leaves, and that comes in that set. You're going to need, I used the Toadstool Garden paper that was free in Celebration. I thought this particular print reminded me of a, what do you call it, trellis. So I used one sheet of that. I used a scrap of the green in that same paper pack, and these are 1x4s, and one piece of A2 card. I did use the thick card, but you would not have to. So let me show you the pieces that you need to cut from that. For the mechanism of the card, you're going to need one piece that is 4 inches by 3 inches, and you're going to score at 1 inch on both sides, on the tall side. So it looks like that, 1 inch by 4. And then, I'll put that right there so you can see it. You will need a piece that is 3 by 3. And you're going to do the same thing, score it at 1 inch and 1 inch. So that's your little little base. I'm going to use 2 pieces of this. This is 1x4, and this is from the Toadstool Garden. I used, where are my arches? There they are. So I used the Everyday Arches, and I used 4 of them. So these are the 4 that I used. And it's the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th and going down in size. So they nest inside of each other like so. So you're going to cut one in the white or whatever cardstock you want to use, and then one in the DSP, that's the next size down, another in the white, and another in the DSP, the next size down. So these fit all inside each other, but you're going to have 2 separate panels. You're going to glue your DSP to the white panels. So you need that and that and that to put the card together. For this one, I'm making a Mother's Day card. So I cut a banner, and this comes from Stylish Shapes dies, the banner, and I cut a circle, to go right onto the banner. And they are from the Stylish Shapes. Then I also used a new die set. This is called Tags to Go, and I just love the little key and the little lock and I cut them out in the metallic gold paper, just a scrap that I had. And I actually glue them together so that I cut 4 pieces. You just have to turn the die and put it on the back side of the gold paper one time and the front side one time, then they'll match up, and glued them together. And I'm going to put that as an accent on the front of the card. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. Put these away. I'm going to put these dies away real quick. Put my scraps over here. So this time we're going to use the rose, and I have already stamped it. And the rose die, this is how big they are. So it's bigger than the image on the packaging. So I'll put that back in there. Put that over to the side. And we're going to use the masks to color this rose. So the masks are numbered. And I'll put our card right there so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take number 1. And I have a blending brush and my Pretty in Pink ink. And you line it up, number 1. I have taken, I have done the leaves already on this one, so I know where my mask is going to line up. But you see the mask has a little divot right here. And I took a colored pencil so I could see it real well. And I just marked that spot, so I know I need to line that up there every time. So I'm going to take my Pretty in Pink, and I want the first layer to be light. It's even darker than I want it. Okay, that's number 1. We'll put that one to the side. And number 2, we'll line up our little divot right there and slide that into place. And I'm just going to continue with the ink I have on my brush. This makes coloring so easy. You get all your shading. You could actually do it without the line art and just do the roses. And it would really, really, really be pretty that way too. Okay, line that up. This is mask number 3. And there we have our roses. Put this ink pad away here. Okay, snap it closed. So that was really that simple. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off of here. I had temporary adhesive. I'm going to fold it over. And I'm going to attach my dies. So let me get my tape. So I just want to tape it down when it goes through the die cutting machine so it doesn't shift. And since this is a pretty big one, I'm going to put a couple pieces on here. Like that. And then there is another die just for the smaller flower. And we're going to cut that one out too. So let me run this through my die cutting machine and I will be right back. I just have to turn around behind you and put the plate on top and run it through. And we'll see which one of these we like the best. Okay, so we have this, and we have that. I'm going to put these dies away. So, I don't know what I did there. Just trim that little thing off. So we have these beautiful roses right here. And now we're going to assemble our card. So those are our panels and our roses. This is our mechanism. And I am going to use 2 pieces of that this time. So what I'm going to do is put some tear tape on here. You want it to be only on the outside edge of this. And this follows the same lines as the score lines. So here's my score line, and there's my tape. And now I'm just going to burnish it to make sure it's adhered real well. So this really goes together very easily. You're going to be so surprised. Take the tape tool. So move that out the way. The smaller piece is the top. So we're going to do one piece at a time. What you're going to do is center it. Bring it up here closer. And just up to that score line, center it, and then just fold it over top. And so this top is loose and just hooked right down here. Same thing with this side. Take your pick tool. It's already centered, so we're going to put that right there. So that's our little folding mechanism. And we're going to fancy it up a little bit. We're going to put 2 pieces of this pattern paper from Toadstool Gardens. Put one on the front, and I'm going to put one on the back this time. Okay, so now we need to make an angle, cut an angle so that we have that real pretty shape, and it's, you see, it follows the lines of the arches. So we're going to cut an angle into it. So what you do is you just squeeze this closed. You're going to go from this corner to that corner, this corner to that corner. It's just a straight line. Then you're going to flip it over, and this time you're going to go from the top up and the top down, so that now you have a little triangle base. We're going to use this for the front. And get rid of these little scrappy poos. Okay, the next thing, we have had our 4 arches. We glued 2 together here and 2 together here. The back arch, we are going to tuck it down in there. So we're going to add, I'm going to do wet glue. And I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. I'm going to go on this very edge right here. Not all the way to the outside, just on the inner part. And this is the back. It goes in the back slot. I can get my fingers to work here. See how it opens up right here? And the glue is on the front of the label. And you're going to set it in there. And we're going to make sure it's straight. I don't think that's exactly straight. There we go. Okay, and press it in place. So this is our front piece, and we're going to put it in there also. And you want to make sure that you can see that pink, so it's going to go down there a little ways. So maybe we should decorate it first, because this is bigger than the... Yeah, let's decorate it before we put it on there. Okay, I'm just going to use dimensionals, and I know I need to cut off the bottom of this rose. So I'm just going to cut that off flat. And you could put this on totally flat. I'm going to put a little of the wet glue right there. And then dimensionals. And you don't want them to go all the way to the outside, because some of this sticks over the side of the labels. So I think that'll be good. So we're gonna, so it's wet glue at the bottom. And you see how that rose sleeve goes over the side? It'll be fine. Okay, now we're gonna put the wet glue on here. This time I'm gonna put the glue on both sides. And I'm not going all the way to the edge, outside edge. I'm putting it on, so I'm not going all the way to the ends. I'm just putting it in the middle part. And we want to center this. So that it looks even. And when you place it down, it looks straight. So there, that looks pretty cool. So now we have, like I said, I'm going to do this a Mother's Day card. So I have this banner right here, and I have this little guy. So I want him, I don't want him any more popped up, so we're going to put a little glue right there. Maybe a little bit more over. And I'm going to put the Happy Mother's Day right there. And I have a piece of that leaf. I just cut the top out of the cluster. And don't go anywhere, stay still. I'm going to put that right there. Where's my other flower? I want to tuck it like that. So we'll go ahead and glue the leaf down. And here's our leaf. And then we're going to put a little glue on the back of this rose. And tuck it under. Maybe we'll turn it so it goes that way. There we go. All right. And the next thing we need to do is attach this to the front. And we want it to be up high enough. In other words, your rose, well, that rose has got to go up higher. There we go. So we're going to put it on where a little bit of that green shows. And we're going to do that with dimensionals. So I will put maybe 3 of these guys on here. And we want it up like that. And this other leaf, I think I just want to stick it right back here on the back panel. So I'm going to leave it all hooked together. And I'm just going to pop it down there. So there you can see that. And I have the little lock and key. Where do we want them? Maybe they're too much for this. No, I don't think so. Okay, we're going to trim off some of this. Is that linen twine? Okay, we're going to just use a dimensional to stick the back of that lock down. I think I might have to use a half of one because I don't want it to show through the keyhole. It has a keyhole. So we're going to put that right there with the little key. That's so pretty. I love that little key right there. Okay, and I had these little sequins there from the celebration also. And they were free. We're gonna use them. I'm gonna put just a couple around just to give it a little shimmer. Okay, one right there. And maybe a couple right there. So that's pretty easy. I mean, this didn't take hardly any supplies. You get your free paper, 1 sheet of white cardstock, and I did my stamping and my die cutting and everything in that 1 sheet of white cardstock. Now on the back of this card, I picked a verse, and it's from Wonderful Thoughts, and it says, "My heart will always be tied to your heart," because I thought the little lock went with that. I guess maybe it should have a heart on here somewhere, but maybe not. Anyway, that is how that goes. And it was really not very complicated. Should we put a bow on it? I don't think we need a bow on this one. We have enough stuff. This one I have just a little knot. But I think we have enough right here. So I'll show you again how it fits into the envelope. So it fits just perfectly into the envelope. So you see where you can have more things sticking over to the sides. And so that, I think, is a really elegant and simple Mother's Day card. So I hope you like it, and I hope you'll try it. And thank you for watching. You can shop on my website, which will be listed in the description box. I think I'm going to put that right there. And you can check out my Facebook group called The Happy Scrapbooker. It's a private group you have to ask to join. And when you order from me, which I really do appreciate the orders, ladies, I will send you a goodie in the mail. I always reward my customers no matter how small the order is. And we have a new system coming into place in April, I believe. And you won't be any more host codes. So everybody that places a $20 order or more earns 10% on their order in their own rewards. So you do not have to worry about host codes. I don't have to worry about them. I get rewards, you get rewards, and I think it's a win-win. So also remember, when you order from me, you get on my list to get a catalog in the mail. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.